All right. All right, all right, all right. So I don't like that we didn't fail up here yet. This low is weak, however. Mitigated this area. Cool. Nice little, wow, that's bottom line. Nice little failure underneath there. Cool. Another change in order flow. We should be targeting this high at minimum. I'm likely going to wait for the dust to settle this morning, given the volatility. We'll see if we can get a hold of a nice short. I don't think we've already achieved our daily objective of sweeping this low. We've got a 370 point day, which puts us, what is that, 470. So we got another 100 points to go to equal yesterday's range already. You know, this was about 470 as well. So would expect at least a little bit more to the downside unless we're going to get something monstrous. But if we do go higher, probably not crazy amount. That said, we have this wildness from yesterday that hasn't been dealt with yet either. So what does that bring us to? Another 200 points? 570? I suppose that's possible. We've really got to break this in earnest, though, this SNDR. This is the area that I'm most interested in for potential movement back down. What I don't like about this protected high and how we've moved there here, at least so far, which could change, is that typically I like to see an SNDR like a full swing built on the 15-minute to break. Right? That gives you the ability to tap back in. If we look at our higher time frame, right, we had clear area of interest that led to a breakout. We tap back in, we got a good long, we tap back in again, we got another long. In fact, we got two. Not that we could take these from the 4 hour, but at least makes analysis strong. We tapped into the 30%, which is what Mikey was looking for, the legend. We've still got a lot to clean up down here, but breaking this, we're looking at trading back in. A lot of room to the downside. Probably not today or this week. So we're kind of in no man's land. Bearish flipping higher time frame. We've been bearish since this. Right? Valid protected low. Broke, trade back in. Broke, traded back in. Broke, traded back in. Our oil projections, I guess we called the top pretty well. Didn't get down to the area we wanted. Just traded barely down to that SNDR here. I would have expected that to get liquidated. That was just for fun. Ballsy short. Technically, we have a swing here. Internal break. This is your third swing down. So valid long. If you guys want to engage before open, you might have fireworks in 5 seconds here. Why does it have to sweep 61? Luke, nice Luke. Ooh, baby, I love the way. Get going. $29. 29. Ooh, is she gonna make it challenging for me? She can make it challenging? Is this ambitious? I didn't like that failure there. I still like this high, but I don't like unnecessary drawdown. All right, so you got your sweep in here, cool. This is your first, second, third swing. So should we get failure in here, we go higher, right? There's a second opportunity for entry, but again, we're looking to see what happens here because we're looking at the barbecue. Lower to go higher, higher to go lower. The low at 906. This one? This is a high, this is a low. I actually didn't get involved in that second move, but so I took it off just over 500 here, and kicking myself a little bit. Should have expected at least a little bit of a pullback. So missed out on, what was that, 2,500 point trade and counting. Mother of mercy. Okay. On to the next. So this is internal movement, right? We don't consider this at all. It might take out not part of structure. It might stop here, right? It very well could have done this. It also could have done this. Both are equally valid, right? But if you're getting failure in here, right? Candlestick video, for those of you guys that haven't watched it or might need a refresher. We might have an idea of what price can do. This is going to be like a 150 point move that I should still be in. Great. Well, I suppose I could fail here, but short story long, failure is what we look for. Failure is price telling us we're not going higher or we're not going lower. No. No. I actually had a plan to wait for about 950 or so for a potential move, but I just set up and I could not take that failure. Did anybody grab anything, or are we sitting on our hands waiting? If you're sitting on your hands waiting, that's fine. 9:30 opens are, as you guys know, I very rarely hold through them. Cool. Cool, that's fine. There will be other trades, right? This consolidation here, we will trade back into it, very likely. Look at this. There goes this high at 93. Cool. Misery loves company. Yeah. Is Tom here? Please tell me you took something to make me feel better. I don't know how anybody would have gotten involved other than just aping in for, like, you'll never see me go long here. Ever. Fair. Right? Equal highs at 610. Gonna mess with some people, I'm sure. This wouldn't be a trade I would consider. Typically, I like seeing this candle close that strongly below, trade back in, and then failure here would provide a trade back into the range. I don't like these equal highs. Right? That's a challenging long. Especially since we haven't pulled back in, right? Very aggressive to buy here on any bearish movement, given how strong it is, even still. You're seeing what the result of that was. It would be wild to me if this was your high of day. Given the range, possible. That would really fry all the ICT bros that are looking at it being liquidity and going long all the way down here. Higher probability trade is waiting for something to come back into the range, and if we get, say, a sweep of this, short. But don't know. In no hurry to take anything short, that's for sure. we get failure, maybe. But that's mainly based on the range today. Trade with the trend. If it's unclear, then risk off. You know, this little fractal there. I think we already tapped into it. 57. No, not quite. Not quite. But this is aggressiveness. I'm not that interested. Even if it gives a retracement, it would have to do something pretty strong for me to get in. These are just areas of potential value on the way down to this range, right? So this might do this, which might come back down. But we're so early in the morning that these violent moves can just knife through. Yeah, we got a lot to come down. We swept the SNDR. The only thing that I did take was a scalp short off of the second failure. But I'm not holding for craziness. These tweezers would definitely have me on edge. Should trade into here now, at least below this low. We'll see. She's gonna die. She's gotta die now. Second sweep into that imbalance. can break even now. So they're going to come down to that next imbalance, or yeah, break even it is. Should have taken it. Was up 15 points and saw the failure happen, but gave it a little bit more time trading into here. Oof. She's gonna have to run up one more time, or do we fail here? Charging for liquidity, looks like. Equal highs at 10s. Sweep and fail. Interesting. Still not convinced. There it goes. Whoop. Go on, baby. Go on. taking one off here. Area consolidation. Technically weak on a higher time frame, yes. Right? Well, we'll look into the anatomy of this in a sec. I don't really want this running away. Right? It might trade back up into here. We'll see. Jeez. It's like having Michael Jordan or Tom Brady interested in why you took a trade. Like, what the hell? Now I'm all flustered, Tom. Because it was at the midpoint of the zone. It was at the midpoint of the zone. Ooh, baby, I love your way every day. It's gonna make it a little challenging. Hold on to the last few points. Looks like. All right. My stop now at the midpoint of this imbalance. Obviously happy with the delivery. This is an area of interest. We're sweeping. It might mess around in here before continuing lower. Second sweep so I can get involved. Fair. Okay, so equal highs. We were talking about this. So our options are, you've got, actually, this might be an area to add on here. Okay, rather than adjusting my stop, I just added on the contract. So I'm back at 2. This failure should take us below now. At minimum, we should test this area here. I wouldn't want to see rejection. I would want to see closure underneath. Didn't quite get there. Interesting. Oh my God. Well, that hit the stop, obviously. Woo! Oh my goodness. Wedge? Am I crazy for fading this? Stay on 29. Wow. Something happened? Oh, sorry, lads. That was a violent move, for sure. Looks like we're going to get another squeeze above high a day, perhaps. Failure here would be very dangerous. We already tapped back into the prior range. I'm monitoring this area here. I'm not eager to short, obviously, but that's insane. Didn't sweep here. This is just internal structure. Let's see what happens. Is there some insane news or something? Sorry, sometimes when I switch between top step and back and forth. Yeah, but the velocity with that happened. We got this at 94. Yes, absolutely. I think the only way to really get involved is some sort of retracement back down to the 80s, but man, that's a challenging short, especially considering we're just up and sideways here. Wow. Hop, skip. What did Trump get elected or something? Or we got doomsday coming in? NVDA beat earnings. I thought that was yesterday, wasn't it? Kind of explains that everything flowing back into NASDAQ. that sweep holds, this is making a new high. So careful. Ooh. We getting our pullback? My goodness. This is a day, if you're wrong, you don't want to stay wrong. If you're right, you're probably making a lot of money on the trades that you're right. I don't like that for a high a day, but this is a violent pullback. Nice little sweep failure in there. Still like the 80s for a trade back down if it gives it to us. Nothing I was interested short. Let's see if this sweep brings any sort of relief. It's got to manipulate and go higher now, or otherwise it's in jeopardy. Looks like it's in jeopardy. But these kind of trades, if you're out small, fine. But you can capitalize on intense momentum. If it's failure, then it runs up like 50 points. If you're wrong, you lose like 10. Right? And there's the possibility, although small, given how much selling there is above candles right now, she's got to really move if she's going to make a new high a day. But she's being stuffed down. Okay, if you don't like today and it's too volatile, it's fine. That's all good, man. Right? Today is not your standard day. We had a run up of 150 points in like 6 minutes. Be interesting to see what comes in this area here. We still have these higher. We're trading away from it. These are structural highs. Our expectation is trading away. Get rid of this now. Right? You got a sweep. So this, arguably this one as well. Both viable long scalps. I'll get rid of this one as well. Oop. Not what bears wanted to see. Let's see if there's any follow through. There's intense selling. Do they get a squeeze? Wow. This is fun. You guys staying safe? How are we doing? That sweep was at the OTE and Golden Pockets, you know, retail's in. I like this, right? But strong failure above, right? So as below, as above. What do we get? Buying here, yes. Potential Firefly. Didn't sweep it, mind you. So challenging entry. I still haven't gone over that short, I don't think. Have I? All right, so tapping into this. Bit of a trade away. Yeah, not a bad idea. Certainly if you guys are uncomfortable, won't want to keep playing, micros are the way to go. This has got to push now, or I'm probably gone. I'm looking at a minimum to trade back up into the midpoint of this, so 620s. But I'm not giving it a lot of room to move off of how it's reacting to the open of this fractal. And does it shove away from it now? Stops now the open of that candle. And out. Okay. I live on micros. I mean, this is the area. This isn't what I wanted to see. Right? We've got internal movement here. This is dangerous now. Right? The reason I took it off of this is because we had buying that came in. This traded into this area now and has failed. So I'm expecting this to go. Would I be it on a sweep of this? No, low. We've kind of got internal structure going on. We haven't traded into this. It's an aggressive entry, and I would consider it depending on the sweep that comes in. I don't like this for a high even still. I'm expecting this to lead to rejection. So it very well could be here. This was the area we were waiting for. I think I do have to take it if it does sweep there, yes. Yes, I would. Because that would be violent, which would mean this high at 619 is also weak as well. And we would just go bang, bang, bang. I think that our 15-minute time frame, right, this is the problem. We failed up here. 6 seconds, it'll be confirmed. Right? So this might do this, which would then do this. I think they have to run out both sides before any large move happens. Second sweep, looking for that low now. Having some trouble here, but they take one off here. There were a couple of losses in this. I don't want you guys thinking I have like a $20,000 day or something coming in hot, but narrative seems to be on point. Go over that trade in a sec. Violent shove in. Careful, careful, careful. Okay, that was a good attempt to shove. If it can't succeed now, then we're going flying. Nine seconds. So swept. Body closure though. So entering would be highly aggressive. Right? We didn't want to see a body closure in here. That sweep, at best, we're looking at trading back into here, which is possible. Here comes that low now. So definitely broken structure. Might get a trade back in. We still got this range. This high is 1625. I am in from here, but I'm looking for this only. Wow. Yeah, so we're looking at a few things, right? Number one, we're still looking at this being a lethargic move. Right? We just swept a protected low. This is all bearish internal, yes. But we did get failure there. Right? So this being conservative, sweep model 101, sweeping a protected low and failing, cool. Trading back up to this area of interest. But the majority, this is likely a day where you size down immensely and this PA is very unforgiving. You likely got a second entry there. Maybe. Right? It did touch off the SNDR, so it's very, very aggressive. Right? Essentially, we're suggesting now if we go up from here that we're going to break that SNDR and trade back into this area, which isn't even a swing. Neither is this. Right? We still got our range down here that we haven't touched into. Right? So, conflicting, yes. What do we talk about here? We failed here. Where's our target? This is actually going to be a phenomenal day that I'm going to put into the candlestick video number 2. Look at the confluence now. You have this candle being weak. You also have a 15-minute imbalance. We have the prior range, so we still do have structural reasons to go lower. Depends on if we fail in here or not. Right? Still bearish internally, but as we take these lows, especially if we continue failing, this is still our last structural bear bar. Technically, we've closed underneath here, but it's less strong because this is in a range. We've swept the protected low, yes. The only thing I'm concerned about is trading back into this here. Had to bring the magnet out to make it work. Nice loop. Right? So, violent. If you guys are anxious taking these trades, then you probably have too much size. Right? Because we can look at it now and make justifications of why we should go long or short. I still don't like this for high a day. And now we've swept and looks like we're accelerating away from a protected low. Without having traded back into the prior range, yes. Did we even take this one? 33? We took them both. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Oops. Indecision candle. Might have to trade below it. But that's not what bears want to see at all. After strong buying pressure. Squeeze incoming maybe. Oh, we swept above it instead. Okay. Violent stuff, right? We got this open of 60. Trade to 62 instead. You'll notice this internal movement actually is not part of structure at all. So these highs, should we fail and flip, and I would need to see some sort of acceleration here for flip, these are all liquidated. Right? How fast? Did anybody get in on this long, this conservative one? This is candlestick theory paired with what we want to see. Cool. Right? You want to see acceleration. Got the protected low sweep. Yeah, I figured this is phenomenal. If you guys got in here, at least for first one of the SNDR, or at least this fractal. I suppose it's not really responsible for anything, but that would have been the first area of interest. And then the failure here for second entry. Okay. Love the second entry there, Jay. This trade in here, very different. This is acceleration, cool, right? You might be looking for that high. This one is the market attempting to do what? Did it succeed? No. Not at all. What do they want to see? They want to see response after this candle, which fails miserably. What do they get? Sideways consolidation and a sweep into an imbalance. Bang. Oh God, Bats is typing. Do I even want to see? Ooh, ledge. Legend. Bats is in from 70s. Yeah. Targeting the, what is that, an imbalance? Guy doesn't miss. Right? Your conservative should be here, 21s. But very likely we take them both. I've already taken one off. Right? So now I de-risk. Now it can chop around, do whatever it wants. Isn't it nice trading without emotions? So this is the challenge, isn't it? Because they made it a little bit tricky. Body closure. So we have conflicting issues here. We've got this, which you're seeing here, right? We technically close below this low. But the conflict is that this is our last structural bearish bar. Puts us in a range. So defending the midpoint of this range, cool. I can see that entirely, right? My issue is that this candle was our last structural bear bar, right? And I look at this as being a weak high. So you might not take this here. That's fine, right? If that's not your model or anything. Cool. Not everybody has to trade the sweep model. There's many other ways of getting in. What's the other one? Change in order flow. Right? We were bearish. We are now bullish. Until proven otherwise. That doesn't mean there's not areas we can take shorts or equivalently look for failure to get long. Right? But if we're looking at narrative, we're looking for, are we trading back into our prior range? I suppose it's that. Sorry. Right? Or do we have failure, which is now telling us that the pullback is done on our intermediate time frame? Right? How violent does that look on the 15? Yes. Yes, there's another entry in here. That's right. Are we green? Are we entertained? How are we doing, lads? I wasn't expecting this kind of a day, but I'm happy that that we're here for the people, streaming for the people. It's cool if you're not green, right? This is a volatile day, but are we entertained and having a decent time? Do we understand sort of how the market is operating here? 100% day so far? Jesus, V. Right? Do we understand why we didn't really get what we wanted in here to go along, even though we were looking for a potential sweep here. Working the way. Oh, we're going to start a fund for Stallone. Get him out of there. Yes. Tricky. Yes. All right. This is something that, like, you guys that study market structure, whether it's, I think there's about 6 or 7 different disciplines, right? And here we go. Runner's still holding strong. The first one obviously is, well, what's our structure at? Right? So you go from, I don't know, let's say level 1, where you're going, okay, I see structure now. This is a protected low. Yes. Okay, cool. Yes. Great. I get it. Right? And then you're looking at this and you're going, well, that's not part of structure, but are we bearish? Right? That's kind of level 2, where you're identifying non-structural PA, but order flow is clearly bearish. So you now understand this is leading to a rejection. You're not really sure where. Could be SNDR, could be midpoint, could be whatever. Right? So now you're getting more advanced because you're asking higher level questions rather than just are we going up or down, but how are we going up or down? Right? And then you start to really get into the advanced stuff where you're looking at things like this. And you're saying, well, the probability is lower than if we just had, say, a knife in and then an immediate rejection and you see a huge wick. Well, everybody and their mother can go, well, okay, time to go long and make money. Cool, right? People bought here and made money today. There's a million ways of making money in the market. People also shorted here and made money, right? But we advance our knowledge by asking better questions. That's our quality of life. Ask better questions, get better answers. So, as you guys know, those of you that have become consistent already in this platform, in the bullpen, right? You might take 10 points here. Or you might take 10 points here. And the next obvious question is, well, how do I know that we're going up here? Why is his main target this? Right? You could argue it's that. You could even suggest that we're looking for the high of day, which is also valid until proven otherwise. Right? And that's when you start looking at order flow and intermediate time frames. Our 15-minute shows we tried going lower, and what did we find? Found an imbalance and the sweep of this candle. In fact, we swept this one as well. So what does that do? That makes us trade at minimum to 43.75. This candle's open. In reality, I still look at this being weak. Why? We had no failure above. Anybody that was short in here that trades off the 15-minute has made a lot of money, but they also didn't get swept out of their positions. Right? So why was not good long at 10.17? This one here? So compare. First off, we like this area for sure. Right? Not discounting, looking to the left and everything there. Cool. Failure. Body closure. Right? So in order for us to get involved, typically your higher probability entry is what? We look for a candle that trades below the prior, sweeps it, and then comes back to the open of it with narrative on our side. So if we're expecting higher, at least for a scalp even, and you get this, right? This candle opened, traded lower, then traded through, and now we're expecting two things. Number one, we're expecting price to go up to where? This candle, because this candle is now weak, that bear bar. We're also suggesting that the pullback has found failure, and if order flow has changed or can change, right? So we've got this down move here. God, I'm not going to use that tool, right? So this low, high, low, high, low. We then fail here, trade above, we trade back in. Now what happens? Bang. Right? So two things happen there. Contrast it with this. We had a sweep underneath, but did it sweep? No, we had a body closure here. So our next idea is, okay, if we trade open, if we go higher and then go lower, this is an expansionary bearish candle. Right? So at minimum, we're going below this low, which is likely where anybody getting long in here is putting their stop. Arguably underneath the nearest low. Right? So this was an aggressive entry. The sweep underneath protected low. We actually swept both. And we trade up. We then attempt to sell off here. So our concern is this high putting in a new low and trading down to here. Well, not down to there, but you know what I mean. Back into the prior range, wherever that is. I think it was at 16. And what do we find? This candle trades, opens, trades up, trades down, sweeps, and closes here. Okay, so aggressive entry if you're looking for a sweep entry there. But how do we get our smiley face? Look how beautiful. Opens, trades lower, trades through. This is how expansionary bullish candles are formed. Boom. And more importantly, what happened on the close here? Was there any selling at all? No. So very different getting involved here based off of how price is moving than getting involved in here. I still haven't gone over this short for how nice does that look? Right? So I had sponsorship here. What happens when they build an SNDR at the top of the range? It's meant to be liquidated. Right? So we go up, lethargic movement sideways. This imbalance puts in a new high. Little challenging to see that on the 1 minute. That's very, I don't want to say advanced because that sounds self-serving, but understanding kind of what the lower time frames are doing on the 1 minute is a skill that you get from a lot of back testing and live trading, I suppose. I used to record my live trading PA and go over it. So indecision, trades up, fails. Possible high. Right? With the expectation of trading back at least below here should it fail and we get strong movement. Cool. But we also didn't trade into the range, which was the initial idea, as you guys saw. Does that kind of make sense for that short? It's not exactly a beautiful model on the 1 minute, is it? But I was reading what order flow was doing on the lower time frame. This is looking a little toppy, right? This, by the way, is not a trade that it looks great, but man, I'd rather see everybody in the room take longs out of here, hell, even here, than trying to catch tops. They look amazing, obviously, when you show a screenshot. And I think most furrows out there are short, and then, oh, hey, highlight reel for Twitter. No. Right? This is not leading to rejection. This is leading to rejection. This is not leading to rejection. This is not leading to rejection. Major difference. Who's still holding for this high? This area was interesting. Looks like we built a bit of an SNDR that might take it now. Beautiful, Jay. Or JB, sorry. JB, we got all the J's in here. Stream name was Roller Coaster. We certainly got that. 10:35. Legend. Sorry, I have to kill a dog 1 second. Actually, we might be strapped in a little bit here. I'm going to go make another coffee. I'll be right back in about 30 seconds.
Daddy.
Yes, girl. Bye, darling. See you later. Child's obsessed with the markets. Whoop. Bang. Bang. Who could have predicted this? Hey, Waldo, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Almost as if when we fail a protected low that we take the high. All I know is 10:35. Tom, I don't think you realize how much better of a trader that you've made me, bro. Just by, what have we known each other for? 3 months now? Iron sharpens iron, they say. Iron sharpens iron. I think that was, that's our Anthony resident. In here that says that, I believe. Is that what it is? Bible quote? Gotcha. You want love? We'll make it. Take the sweeps we see and bank it. Whoop. Oh. When do you leave for vacay, Tom? Is that tomorrow? Beautiful. Tomorrow to Scotland. Okay. We'll do a bit of a giveaway today then, so you can make it. Yeah, we'll do a actually I'll get it out there a little bit. We'll give away a couple of take profit accounts and some promotional weeks as well. Actually, let's do a little poll. Vote for 2. Choose your reward. And then we'll do this, and we'll go money, and we'll go. Oops. Okay, so pick 2. This helps us. Now, I don't know if Bats and Tom want to be in the strategy session, but that'll be Mikey and I suppose, if they don't. But vote for 2, and that, and we'll have those as rewards from the giveaway today. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For market review. For market review. All right. If what do we want to see? If we get, I don't know, what are we trading at? 83. There you go. So if we get 83 people in here for post-market, then we'll throw in a 150. We'll throw in a 150 TPT account as well. Waldo, we missed you, bro. We missed you, bro. Oof. So cautious on longs, right? This is the area of interest, not a swing, right? You could argue this was your SNDR, but I'm not terribly interested in longs. This to me wasn't a credible top. This looks more like a top because we've now failed here and here. And we've certainly accelerated away from it. We still haven't traded back down into this. But I can see both sides. I can see the ideas from both sides, which tells me that we're in a possible range. Possible range. Let me just make that announcement in general for everybody. Where is it? Yeah, during July too, Waldo. That's unreal, man. I know a lot of people. I mean, July was probably my worst month of the year. I think I had 6 or 7 red days in there. Right. I'm at 2 red days for August. 2, I think. Okay. So what are we looking at? What are we looking at here? We've got 5-minute failure, 15-minute failure, 1 minute. What do we got? Sweep fail, takes us back up. Cool. This is interesting for a top. I like how it's failed on a higher time frame, but I don't really like this. Don't really like this. But this is definitely credible. Broken the SNDR, trading back in. Should we fail in here, then we could be looking at an unwind of everything that's not part of structure all the way down to the origin here. Hey, welcome to the group, buddy. Yeah, it's wild. I've been in a couple other free discords, just seeing it. You know what the mentality is like, what people talk about, what their trades are like. It's wild to me how people choose to spend their time. Small-minded people discuss other people. Whether they can trade or not or whatever else without any basis on it at all. Wild to me. Good for you, pal. What was the biggest thing in the last month and a bit that's transformed your edge? I mean, you were killing it from what I remember in when we were in deplorables. Has it been patience? Has it been more psychological? Was there sort of one thing that love it. Oh my goodness. 2 legends. Let's get some fire for these guys. Appreciate both of you. You and Tim, both of you guys crushing it. Love it. I love it, love it, love it. You guys know I don't handle compliments that well, but I appreciate them immensely. What we got going on here for you guys? All right, so again, we're looking this failure. See if we get him down to here. And now the question is, how are we going to deliver and where are we wrong? Most importantly, where are we wrong? Right? We've got our second sweep and balance. Cool. So hypothetically, if you were long here, you're looking for reasons to get out. Yeah, Tom. Found a setup that requires an immense amount of patience. That's cool. That's really cool. Don't tell me it was the Casper Silver Bullet, was it? I know it's not being serious. I know you guys started there. The 2022 mentorship or the Silver Bullet. Romeo Tudor Soup, yeah. What's my observation on the current market with the long wicks at the bottom but the body's closing lower? So we had I'm still looking at this. Now, that was 94.25. Still haven't taken it. Oh, still haven't taken it. We took this one. I think we took that one. Technically, this isn't a protected high. This is all internal. All right, so we had this up here that I'm still waiting for. Man, I've got to get an options account. Man, I got to get an options account. Right? My concern today was thrown out the window almost immediately. And I'm getting to what you're talking about, Luke. I'm just trying to... Yeah, yeah, stocks and options for I think our narrative is probably 80 or 90% accurate. Some days we're a little off on whereabouts it trades to go lower or higher, but generally speaking, we're pretty good, and I think options will really skyrocket that. Today was a 550 point day, which was the biggest day since August 8th, looks like. August 8th. And we're still going. We're still going. So getting back to the question, we've got, or we had at least this that I was expecting it cleared out at 94, which we've fallen just short of. Right? That's important because these are key areas where strong PA has come from, and we can mark out, right? You've got a consolidation here. You've got the origin here, which we would expect after this SNDR was broken, yes. Right? Similarly to what happened here, we traded lower. We then traded back up to here. So what I'm seeing right now is we've got our 15-minute is failing. Failed the high. We've now swept below this candle. Cool. We're now sweeping below this one, in fairness. So it's a little challenging for narrative. We've actually still got lower based off of this, but we might have to go higher first. We'll see. But if you have an idea of what you want to see for price to fail here and then test the open of that 15-minute candle, there's specific things you want to see, right? This failure here takes you higher above this high. Failure here then takes this low. And we follow the last manipulation. Right? So I'm not necessarily looking at the bodies closing lower. I'm looking at what's the market attempting to do and is it succeeding or not. Right? So for example, on this long that we just grabbed to the high, yeah, beautiful, right? And we'll get to that in a second, V, but that's excellent. More of that, bro. We zoom out to understand what the market's trying to do and failing or succeeding in doing, right? For example, how many people were shorting here and continuing to short here looking for this? When price is clearly telling us we don't want to trade down there just yet. Right? So we listen to what price is telling us, not what we see. Or sorry, what we think. Duh. Right? Equivalently, on our 1 minute time frame, our entry level suggests we're short here, valid short for sure. Right? This is not a credible low in a move, in my opinion anyway. We then sweep twice. Wow. Kev can't talk. Sweep twice. How now, brown cow? Sweep twice. And down we go. Failing here. What's price telling us right now? Right? That this high isn't done yet. Do we trade above it? Now, what do we got in here? We've got this range, which we need to see a reaction of. We're seeing one right now. You've got, you could argue this SNDR. This is lower time frame movement. I'd be more inclined to take this one here. That fractal there that really started accelerating to the downside. Should this area hold and provide a reaction, we then go underneath here. Right? Because now we finalize trading back into here. Again, not wild about this high, but this is the last line of defense. NFA. Took the double sweep long. Beautiful. First trade finally. Beautiful. That's awesome, bro. Look at you both. Right? Targeting the high. Not exactly what we want to see out of a top, but looks like you guys are getting paid here. Very possible, yeah. Very possible, yeah. Yeah. Right? This typically does this. Right? Double bottoms quite often sweep both highs. This one and then this one. And this is why. Now, this 5-minute CRT has been taken, sweeping the S&DR. So again, the question now becomes, where are you wrong? What would you not want to see? In my opinion, invalidation and a valid high coming in. Rut-roll. Hopefully you guys are out already. The expectation of this is a new high, right? But you also have to take into account whereabouts your idea is incorrect. This very well could be a second sweep. Right? My concern is we failed. We haven't achieved our objective yet. Yeah. Hopefully you got out fairly soon as well, Stallone. Right? This wasn't exactly ideal for last line of defense. This is a phenomenal entry. This is an aggressive entry. 10 points for me. Good. Awesome, bro. Right? But you guys understand why they're out. We can all take a page from Tom's book on his entries. They're always spectacular. But we're always on the lookout for managing risk. Our job isn't to make money. It's to manage risk. So if we're in and we see something we don't like, we're gone. Period. Process. %. Protect yourself first. One of the things we mainly talk about is just how there's so much education out there. There's so many people that find some profitability or a little bit of profitability, and then they open mentorships or platforms or whatever, and they try and teach concepts, both structural and strategical and psychological, but they don't really understand how to go about it, right? Now, let me preface that by saying I don't care if it's an unprofitable trader or an extremely profitable trader. Good advice is good advice, right? But the thing with advice is that you have to be able to apply it to yourselves. And it's got to be explained in a way that could be understood. Because the purpose of, like, if you're an extremely good trader, but you can't pass on your system, then it's useless. The purpose of educating is to communicate what you're trying to teach in a way that can be understood and replicated. Doesn't matter if I haven't taken any trades since this morning. But like hypothetically, if I was short here and I wasn't able to communicate how I'm short or why I'm short, that's useless for you guys. So what am I getting at? What I'm getting at is that when we talk about things like protecting your downside or focus on whereabouts you could be wrong or getting involved in key areas and not looking at your P&L, we're talking about process over outcome-based decision-making. Because if I can improve your decision-making ability, both twofold, staying out of trouble and getting you in at areas of interest, then I think we can all agree that profitability skyrockets, and that's what you guys have kind of seen, right? And then you have different plateaus in your growth, right? Like, whereabouts is this going to trade to right now? Where should it trade to? Based off of everything that we've talked about this morning, right? You got 18 seconds for confirmation on it. So when we talk about process, what we're talking about is, what do I need to see to get in? And what do I need to see to get out? Not I'm up 6 points. Not I'm up 15 points, so I need to take it off before it goes against me and I'm a failure or whatever. But what do I need to see here to get in? Some of you guys are following Tom's model of second sweep. Excellent. Right? And there's target filled for that, by the way. Right? Sweeping below takes you above. That's price telling you that we should go a little bit higher. Now, cool. Everybody likes to focus on how to get involved in the market. Everybody likes to attack it. How do I get in? How do I get in? How do I get in? More trades. More trades mean more money, right? No. No, it does not. Right? Now, your personality might be a scalper where you're taking 5 points on a 5 second and you like to take a lot of trades during the day or stop, whatever. But more trades does not necessarily mean more money. Better decisions means more money. Consistent actions lead to consistent profits. So we focus on where we want to get in, what our narrative is, and now what do I want to see to get out? I'm trading up. Cool. I got a body closure here above this. Awesome. Next candle opens. Sweeping SNDR. Okay. But body closure here. I'm happy. Rejection bar. Okay. We're not expecting every bar to be bullish. It's great if it is. But we can't just say I'm out on this. Right? But we don't want to see, you don't want to see a body closure underneath this candle, right? So it's not the candle itself, it's the response to it. So if you guys are in here and you have an aggressive profit-taking strategy, you're following these. Sometimes that takes you out early. You might have a more refined one where you're going, okay, I don't want to see a sweep and failure here. And now you're looking at this open here, trades higher and trades lower. Again, that's how we expect expansionary bearish candles to form. So there's a very aggressive one there. Looks great in hindsight, yes. But what just happened here? The exact same thing. Are we good? Does everybody have any questions from this morning before we let the stream go? And then I'll see you guys later on for market review, or what? We don't have a swing here. This is an ICT thing. Don't leave me. This one? You mean? Sure, bro. I did go over it already, but I will go over it again. Now, yeah, schmuck. Again, this isn't a trade that you guys should be looking at. No, I'll go over it again, man. I'm happy to, right? Oh, gee, you want me to go over my $2,600 short that I took? No, man. I don't want to talk about that at all. And by the way, what happened here to give you an exit? Right? You guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about it at this point. So, narrative, should we fail here, this low is weak, which was my target, and we also have a range that we haven't traded back into. So we've got many reasons to go down if we have failure. How's that going to look like now? Right? This is clearly spiking up, so there's no short underneath this high. Why? This is not leading to rejection. This is leading to liquidity. Whether you're involved long or not, you're not shorting on this. We need to see failure, and we need to understand what our weather conditions are. Okay? So what I'm looking at when it's spiked up and trading, I'm looking at what's the market attempting to do, and can it succeed, right? What's the market attempting to do here, and is it failing or succeeding? What's the market attempting to do here, and is it failing or succeeding? Right? So what do we have? We have an SNDR built, cool, at the top of a range. So trading or failing here immediately trades back into it. If it gets liquidated, then ideally we're going at least back down to the origin. But no, we have a failed high here as well. Just so happened that with NVDA earnings that the market was way too strong to take that low. So the anatomy of the short, to go over it again, is SNDR here, trades up. We're attempting to push here, but we're failing above these bars. Right? So we sweep above, we trade back in. Cool. Not down to where we wanted. That's important information. First imbalance puts in a new high, and then we fail. So my expectation, if we fail here, is that I'm either wrong for a small loss or I'm right. And if I'm right, man, am I ever right. Those are the situations you want to be in. Where if you're wrong, then you're out for a small amount or whatever. Now, again, I'm not advocating this because unless you really know what you're looking for, unequivocally what you're looking for, then you're trying to catch a top in a rocket ship, right? Similarly, you're trying to catch a falling knife for that long for our ego or whatever. There's got to be a very strict method to getting involved in this, which is why I'm suggesting to not try and backtest these, right? I don't trade patterns. I trade price. That's why I get payouts from multiple firms, right? It's just that's how you do it. You don't trade a pattern. You don't trade an entry model. You don't trade a farm animal. You don't trade nonsense. You trade price. Is price failing to go higher or is price failing to go lower? So sideways consolidation with an SNDR built, trades up, fails, comes back in. We want an attempt to rally that gets wrecked, right? Attempt to rally that gets wrecked. We were short in here as well. Actually, I was short here. Right? And then we want to see acceleration. Got it. Cool. And now I'm looking for, how do I protect myself here? Where am I wrong? That's violent. Right? I took one off in here. Why? Because this is strong movement down in a strong uptrend. What's the chances there's going to be a rally that, whether it fails or not? Right? We actually swept and failed here. Possibility of trading into the imbalance and then going lower. Instead, we actually got another shove down underneath this low, failed. This traded lower, then traded higher. That's a credible buy signal. Therefore, I am out short. Bang. Right? No credible buy signal here. No credible buy or credible buy signal here. Would maybe consider that low as a weak low? Right there. Right? So yeah, you can look at this being a body closure on a, well, I guess that's more of the 15-minute. Right? I'm more looking at, this was the pullback. Should we get strong failure here, then this low gets targeted. And I'm thinking it's going to be weak because we haven't traded back into here yet. So it's viable even if we sweep and fail there, that we're going to trade back into the prior range. In fact, I expected it on this, which obviously was too strong. So this was more reading the right side of the chart, and I didn't like that for a credible low. Right? We didn't get anything swept. I thought that it was no bueno. Right? I like to see sweeping and failing. Typically, one of the reasons that I actually thought we were going to revisit this high, obviously the low didn't deliver, at least not yet. Right? Now we're trading back in. We've liquidated this area. Be interesting to see what happens here. right? We failed below here. Looks like we traded back up into the open of it. Not quite, actually, but this is now a midpoint of a large range. 180 points. So be very careful trading anywhere in here.